So today I'm going to take a look at this article on the Just Stop Oil website. It's very interesting because it starts off disingenuous and it just gets completely crazy. Yeah, really, I can't put it any other way. So the headline here is that we refuse to die for fossil fuels, and it's Just Stop Oil's response to police raids resulting in at least 27 arrests. So it goes on to say that at least 27 ordinary people have been arrested. Now, I don't know why they call them ordinary, because obviously there's some reason why they've been arrested, and the fact that they're sharing food is totally irrelevant. But it says that their only crime is that they are Just Stop Oil supporters. Well, that's not true at all. It goes on to say that being a Just Stop Oil supporter is now enough to make you a suspect. If we actually look at this news item here about this, it explains that so the Metropolitan Police, that's the London Police, basically have said that 27 people were taken into custody, including some who were believed to be key organisers, and it says that 27 were detained under the Public Order Act, which makes it illegal to conspire to disrupt national infrastructure. So that's the reason why they've been arrested. Now, of course, if you've been arrested, it doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to be charged. You're arrested because you're suspected of doing something. So there's no reason to say that they've been arrested unlawfully, and they certainly don't adduce any evidence for that. But then it just goes on to complete hyperbolic nonsense here. So it says not content with cheering on war crimes in Gaza. Well, I don't think politicians have been cheering on so-called war crimes there. It says that our politicians have sat by and allowed the last government to license more oil, making them complicit in the greatest crime in human history. And then the next paragraph, it says that continuing to burn oil, gas and coal is an act of war against humanity that would result in unimaginable suffering and destroy the lives and livelihoods of billions of people. Now, I'm not aware of science that actually suggests anything as extreme as that, and ironically, it would actually be the stopping burning oil, gas, and coal that would cause unimaginable suffering. I mean, it would effectively result in the collapse of every society, or at least most societies. And it says no one has ever voted for this. There's never been a democratic mandate to destroy the habitable world. So again, that's just it's just hyperbole. But of course, if we were to look at burning oil, gas, and coal as a crime against humanity, then that implies that really human society should have stayed at a pre-industrial level, and obviously it doesn't take into account all the benefits of those things in terms of raising people out of poverty, allowing people to live much more comfortable lives. I mean, obviously not everybody in the world, but a lot of us who've benefited from industrialisation and modern societies, allows us to have modern healthcare systems, medical treatments, and then it goes on to say that Just Stop Oil supporters are deeply committed to protecting families and communities from tyranny of fossil fuels. Well, what about the benefits of them? They haven't talked about that. And then they make a demand that the government stops the extraction and burning of oil, gas and coal by 2030, and that they support and finance other countries to make a fast, fair and just transition. Well, 2030 is 5.5 years away, and I've no idea how they think that we can convert society from using oil, gas, and coal in that period. And certainly the challenge will be much bigger for countries like China that are actually still building coal-fired power stations. And if the whole world, well, even if just this country, but if the whole world was to stop the use of fossil fuels, then you really would be looking at unimaginable suffering. I mean, obviously, a modern society just can't function without those things, and there's no way in 5.5 years we can convert to not using them. So, if we couldn't achieve that in 5.5 years, if these people had their way, then potentially you'd have lots of people not being able to heat their homes where they currently rely on gas. Vehicles won't be able to run because we won't be burning oil. Therefore, food wouldn't be delivered, or at least not delivered very efficiently. Lots of products that rely on oil couldn't be made, and that, of course, includes devices which these people use, like phones, and it also includes things like medical products. I mean, there's just so many things in the modern world that rely on that. It's difficult to even think about listing it. So what I would say is that Just Stop Oil actually need to just stop, and actually what they need to do is go away and actually look into these things properly, understand the complexities of the world, and actually apply their brain rather than just get carried away with this, what seems to be a completely unreasonable fear and anxiety that is not even based in reality.